Today we are talking about MyCase Accounting deposit slips. So I am an educational partner and MyCase consultant, which part of that relationship, 8 a.m. grants me access to a demo file for MyCase. Completely fake, not a real firm, so no transactions in here are real. This is a file that is accessed by multiple MyCase consultants, and we go in there and do whatever testing we need to do in relation to the work that we do with our clients. So when I log into MyCase, it takes me to the home screen. By default, you're in the home screen. To get into MyCase Accounting, you have to pay for the add-on for MyCase Accounting. When you do, you can see MyCase Accounting. If you don't pay for MyCase Accounting, you won't see this. So to access MyCase Accounting, you click once on Accounting in the module section here in this menu, and then this submenu pulls up, and we've already gone through the dashboard. We're now into banking. Last week, we went and we were talking about this banking overview. Today, we're on deposit slips. So within deposit slips, this first screen is a list of all your deposit slips. Now, deposit slips, what that represents, it's the same thing as when you manually fill out a deposit slip to take money to the bank, because it tells the bank what account to deposit the money in, and then it itemizes out what was cash, what checks came in. Now, it's 2025, and I will tell you that I have my own banking. Like I have for my accounting firm, I have my banking accounts. And I have a couple of local clients that I do some banking for. And several of the banks are not wanting deposit slips anymore. Some of them do. But regardless of your bank preference, whether you need a deposit slip or not a deposit slip, you need to do this deposit slip in MyCase Accounting, or you will make it harder for you or whoever does the bank reconciliations at month end. And we'll talk about the reconciliation process in a different video. So in here, this would list, and again, because this is a fake firm, there's only been one deposit in this entire file. And I know that because the rows per page is set to 25 and there's only one item listed. In here, you can search by deposit slip. Now, this is a sequential number, or you have the ability to edit that, and we'll show you when I go to create a new deposit slip. So if you come in here on this first dashboard for deposit slips and you are looking for a very specific item, and there's multiple, like there's hundreds of transactions in here, you can enter the deposit slip number if you know it. You can enter an amount. You can select which bank account. So these are our active bank accounts in here. And you can select a deposit date range. Okay. And then you click, fill out whatever your items that you know, apply filters, and then it'll update this list. Now, if I go in here and I selected trust account, knowing I already knew this because I've already searched this, there are no deposit slips in the trust account. So the screen does not go blank, but it adds these 5 lines that, these rows that are shaded and have dots in them as an indication to tell you no transactions met this criteria. Okay. So you can go back and clear the filter, get you back to a listing of all deposit slips. And so that's what this first screen is. It's just your log that gives you the access to the detail. So what this looks like, if you hover over any blue item within MyCase, when you hover over it, it should have a line that appears underneath it. So see how like no line, now there's a line. I click on that and it now is going to take me to deposit slip 0001. This is what the deposit slip looks like. And there are times where whoever's doing the reconciliation will need to open this and look up the information in here. Now, the deposit slip within MyCase is going to put the date, the type of deposit, which sometimes helps and sometimes not so much, but it'll give you the type, and then what invoice. And then this is critical in the amount. Okay. So these amounts add up to this $11,518. And what this is nice is because if I'm in here and I'm like, oh, well, wait a minute, something's not right, and I need to know the invoice, when I hover over this, it's going to take me to the invoice. that was paid. Okay. So this invoice is what was on that deposit slip. Now, when you go into an invoice and then you click the back button like I just did, it will take you back to the deposit slip screen, not to that specific deposit slip, just as a caution. The so the last thing that we can do on this page, so the first is you can just see your list of deposit slips. Okay. So just a log and you can access the detail. The more critical thing, or the more frequently performed task on this page, is to create a new deposit slip. So when you click on that, a new window pops up. Now you'll notice that the deposit slip number is sequential. So the first one was number 1. The second one then is number 2. It auto-populates, but you can click on this field and you can type in anything you want. I've had some clients where we've always changed the deposit slip to the date, and I'm a number geek. I will just admit it. I learned this years ago where it's easier in my mind, primarily because of trying to find files. I will create a file and then the name of it is the date of the file and then the description for the file. And the date I always put in 2 digits, year, month, and then day. And I do that because it sorts, because like when I'm on Windows and File Explorer, when you go to open up a folder, it automatically sorts it in alphanumeric order, whether that's ascending or descending. But if I at least start with the general year and then start to get more granular with that information by month and day, it sometimes makes it much easier to find what I'm looking for. So you can leave the deposit slip number as, to whatever it populated in sequential order, or you can type in whatever identifier you would like. And then I'm going to enter today's date and let's put some money into the operating account. Now, this is interesting. I will tell you several things here. The good thing is this will automatically add up the amount for you. So you don't have to worry about a calculator. It's going to add this up for you. But how this works is you can only deposit the payments you have posted against bills. So within my case, on the billing side, you had to have issued a bill, collected money, posted the payment against an invoice, and then it becomes available in here. And right now it goes back, what is this, 2 months, for some reason it goes forward a month and back a month. And right now there's no payments in here. So let's go back a whole year and apply the filter. And now there are these, 5 different payments that were posted that are ready to be deposited. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, I only want these 2 from June. So I have these 2 payments that came in and I'm going to take this. So see how when I clicked, I'm selecting the 2 payments that I want to take to the bank. And then the amounts are here. And then automatically this deposit amount's updated. And so once I'm happy that this matches what I'm going to take to the bank for real, I click save and it adds that deposit slip on this page. Couple things to talk about, and I've mentioned this in other videos. You can change how many rows are appearing on each page. You can change the text size. You can go up 2 or you can go down 2. It starts on the smallest size, just so you know. And within each of these deposit slips, you can print. If you want to print either paper or PDF for your archive, you can update if you need to, but I rarely find that you have to update. It happens, but it's rare. And then delete again, it happens, but it's rare. So these options are here. And that is everything that I want to tell you about deposit slips within MyCase Accounting. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below.